Hello, everyone. This is Night Strike, and you're listening to the Friday Night Strike. Sorry for the lateness. This is going to be a short one tonight. I've been working on GunTube as well as fixing some people's accounts on GunTube because they weren't able to log in, so it took a little while. Because right now GunTube is looking super awesome, and I'm trying to I'm trying to make it perfect. Granted, I know nothing will ever be perfect. Nothing is perfect. This is an imperfect world. Things are imperfect. But I'm trying to make it as perfect as I can make it to where I'm happy with. I'm satisfied. So uh, it's taking time. Yes, I do. I am running into the point where I'm probably going to need some capital for it eventually. But right now, it's just I'm doing what I can with what I got. So if anybody wants to jump in, just message me. I'll give you a link. We can jump in, have a conversation, talk about literally anything you guys want. Uh, I'll make sure to watch the chat here on the YouTube side. But if I don't get to your uh, if I don't get to your comment, just put it out there again, and I'll try and get to it. So, what do we have out there right now? We got. I'm not going to say that on air, but we got Bo. We've got Scott Pacini. We got Clover Tack out there. Clover, if you want to jump in, you can. We got Vanessa Kitty out there. Vanessa is everywhere. I'm telling you. She is on the ball. We got Black Cat Outdoors, Sean Green. Rich White is in the house. All right. How's it going, Rich? So we got a lot of people out there. Oh, John Brown Productions is out there. What's going on, John Brown? So we got a ton of people out there. I'll shoot some links if you guys want some links. And, Rich, I know you've got really awful internet, so I won't force you. Though Grim 90 is out there. Oh my, Grim 90. General Relativity is out there. Yo, what's going on, dude? Ooh, got everybody out there tonight. Just get this in there. Compose. Who is it? Grim. Clover. Who else we got out there? Might want to jump in. Gen Z2A. So Night Strike, I'm conflicted. Saw an SVT 40 semi-auto 762 by 54R at my local gun shop for $1,100. Should I do it? It's up to you on that, but if I had the money, I might pick that up. I mean, I'm not sure about. I don't know the price. I haven't checked the prices on those lately, so $1,100 doesn't seem that bad though. Because I remember Pink was trying to get one before, and he was finding them for way more. So it may just the prices may depend on your area. I don't know, but that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'd ask if you could inspect the rifle first before you sign off on it. But that doesn't sound like an unreasonable price. All right. You know what? I'll let you guys send a link to him too. So, what else we have up there? Yeah, it also depends on the condition. If the condition is decent, it doesn't have to be perfect unless you want it perfect. At that point, you're limited to what you can get. But if it's decent condition, if the bore is good, if it will function, it's functionally sound, then yeah, that's not a bad price. Let's see who else is out there. Go. Well, Clover, even though your internet is not working, I'm still going to give you a link because I'm going to be accommodating. So I'm giving you a link just so I can say I gave you a link. There we go. Let's see. I know we got a bit of a delay because of the what you call it, the internets, the YouTubes, but Gelsman's doing his. I just sent a couple links out. If anybody wants to jump in, go for it. All right. Meldenut says got offered a G422 tonight for $425. What Clover Tax said. So here, let's do screen share. There we go. There we go. Green Badgers Outdoors is out there. Anyone have any experience with Magpul Pro backup iron sights? And if so, opinion on them? I don't use Magpul stuff. So, well, aside from, the PMags. That's about all I use for Magpul. I mean, I do want to get one of the another AK with the Zukov folding stock, but that's about it. That's all I want. Bo, that's not a bad deal. It's not a great deal. It's not the greatest, but that's a decent price. I mean, if you want that, go for it. Colt 97Z is out there. And apparently Jelsma's saying vote Jelsma for President 2020. Jelsma, I will only vote for you if I can be Secretary of State. Or Secretary of Defense. Gen Z2A says, for backup iron sights, I would just do cheap Chinese stuff. Well, you can actually, there are some good Chinese stuff that you can get. Dead Horse, I would talk to Dead Horse about them, say, hey, I need some cheap backup iron sights or some cheap iron sights that will work. Where can I get some? And he'll send you a link because he looks at all this stuff. He gets all this stuff because his goal is to have more ARs than what is it, Steven Seagal, which is quite an endeavor, I tell you. So, yep. Jelsma Outdoors is going live in 15 minutes. So, good luck, Jelsma. I might jump over there in a few minutes. It just depends on how well this goes. If anybody jumps in here or not. Clover. You know, I didn't believe them when they started calling you the tactical leprechaun, but when I met you in person, all I have to say is they were right on the money. You really are a leprechaun. You are that short. So I just want to let you know. How many does Ted Nugent have? I have no idea how many ARs he has. I don't know how many guns he has. It's almost impossible to find a good model 69 2 and 3/4 inch barrel belt holster. It might be. And Zippy 98 is out there. What's going on, Zippy? And Gizzard Gary's out there. Well, Gizzard Gary, you've got a link. Just jump in if you want. Check your email. I sent it to a couple people. Mel the Nut, if you want to jump in, I gave you a link too. Just check your email. Grim 90, same for you. If you want to jump in, if you're not teaching the little kids tonight, you can jump in as well. Just check your email addresses.
What's going on?
What's going on, Gary?
Hey.
Clovertack says Tactical Leprechaun. Yes, I will own that one. No problem, bro. All right. Rich White says, breaking news, Chicago is a stupid place. Yes, it is. That's why I don't live in Illinois. It's also why Gary doesn't live in Illinois either.
Well, that and I was born right here and probably die right here, but...
Yeah, well, but you have enough sense not to go to Chicago, so,
Well, that and we've got some of the best gun laws in the United States of America right here, so not much reason to leave.
Look at Clovertack's response. At Rich White, you've been in a coma for decades? That ain't news. Mel jumped in. What's going on, Mel? I haven't seen you in forever. How you doing, dude?
Oh, I'm doing good. Been a while since I've been able to jump in.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you're always welcome.
I do appreciate that.
But if you haven't checked it lately, go and check out GunTube. I've been really working on it. It looks nice, and I've now conned Google into giving me AdSense on GunTube.
Really? Cool.
Yes, really. I've totally conned Google into putting AdSense on GunTube, so I have some form of advertising now.
I don't know if everybody had the chance to check it out, but our state had a Pro 2A rally this morning.
I saw the video. I watched the video front to back. I thumbs it up.
Great turnout this time compared to the two we had last year. I was really pleased. We even had protesters. It was great.
Did you have more people than the protesters?
Yes, we did. They were just off in a corner. There was a group of about 30 or 40 of them, and they got together and sang some songs toward the end. Tried to drown us out. Good luck.
Rich is saying, Chicago keeps getting stupider, Clover. We get people who don't realize slaves were black in the 1800s South today. Rich, I thought you were in West Virginia. How do you get from West Virginia to Chicago? Please.
Drive? Fly? I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. But, yeah, I saw that video, Gary. Good job. Good on you. So, why didn't you record the whole thing front to back?
Did.
Did you? Well, then it was really short.
It was a little over an hour.
Yeah, that's really short. I was expecting it to be like at least an hour or two, maybe 3.
No, it's only scheduled for 1 hour, and that's about what it ran, 10 to 11.
That's a kind of a bummer.
Well, it was at the same time that the KSRA, they're having their annual meeting this afternoon, so the rally was this morning, and then the annual meeting's this afternoon up in Kansas City, so I think that's why they had a lot of the people who were on site to speak, because they already had them lined up for both meetings, which worked out well.
Right.
But hey, our lieutenant governor was there, and I got to meet him, and most of the people who spoke I ended up talking to afterwards. I didn't record a lot of that because, well, for one thing, practically I was tired because I had that phone up above my head in my hands for like an hour, and my arms were about to kill me. But
that reminds me, I got to talk to Ghost about getting a lapel microphone.
Yeah, the mic kind of sucked, and I could have held the thing steadier, but I didn't know where I'd be. I didn't know if I had room to. I had the small tripod with me, the one that you borrowed down in Tulsa.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't have time to get it out, and in the crowd, I didn't feel real comfortable with putting everything down and taking the time to get it out because I practically started recording from the time I got there.
Actually, that reminds me, Clover, if you're out there, where did you get that Vivitar tripod? I've been looking at it. I kind of want one of those because the one I bought is breaking, and I had to borrow Gary's, and at Tulsa, and I need a more sturdy tripod. So, anyways, but yeah, Gary, you might want to look at getting one of those shotgun mics that Clover has. You know, where it's got the windsock on it or whatever.
Like I say, I wasn't real prepared. I started recording with my front end camera, ended up having to turn. I didn't really have time to stop the live stream and set everything up the way it ought to be. You know, get it in a tripod, switch your cameras to the front camera so I could actually see. So literally, I was flying blind. I had the phone backwards up above my head, hoping like hell I had everything in a frame, which that worked out well enough. I mean, it wasn't the greatest filming job in the world, but for an impromptu thing, I did okay. But I literally got in the parking lot due to the traffic and everything, just like 2 minutes before the rally started, and had to get across the street and get over there and get going. So it worked.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get out there and you're able to, support the Second Amendment.
Oh, it's great fun with all the people with signs. I wasn't all alone this year. I felt like I was part of a team, and it was great.
Yeah. Were you out there? So who all was there? What? Can you tell me who was speaking at the event?
Well, let's see. We had the NRA chair for the state of Kansas spoke. The head of 1 Million Moms Against Gun Control, who evidently is from the state of Kansas, she spoke. There was a lady who was a lady. She was a college girl from the University of Kansas who was as Young Republicans, I guess. I don't have her exact title, but she was chairman of that. She spoke really well too. Both ladies did. We had the president of the state senate, we had the speaker of the Kansas House, we had the lieutenant governor, we had the attorney general who is running for governor this year. So quite a list of people, all Kansas people, of course.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad everything turned out well for you. I'm glad that you got out there, you showed your support, and I'm extremely glad that you didn't feel like you were alone. Because when I tried to do a rally, I felt like I was literally alone with just Ellis there. I mean, yeah, Suits showed up and some other people showed up, and I'm glad they did. But I am so disappointed that there's a bunch of these groups that say they're pro-2A groups in South Carolina, and they're all run by old men who, if they have any members, are just taking a paycheck from a member and then not actually doing anything as far as, 2A. They're not going out there and volunteering to show the community that we're not, ridiculous. We're not, crazy people. They're not going and doing anything to, try and prevent bad laws from getting put into place. They're just taking money, if anything, from the people and, doing and showing nothing for it.
Well, the crowd was a mix of young people and older people, mostly younger. Everybody who spoke, with the exception of one of them, was quite a bit younger than me, I would say. So it had a young people's feel to it, which was kind of good.
Remember, the Second Amendment isn't just for one particular age group. It's supposed to be for everyone, period. Granted, right now with the laws we have, with the laws, it means everyone either 18 or 21 years of age or older, unfortunately, because of laws. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't be a responsible parent, buy one, and take your kid with you and let them use one while you're hunting or doing the activity, and then putting it back into the gun safe when you get home. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
I fully support getting the youth into firearms, getting them into the shooting sports, getting them to at least go to the range once a month. And I say once a month because they have to study. They really have to study these days in school. So I want them to be able to study all they can, but I still want them to be able to have fun.
Right.
So maybe we could, maybe more than once a month, but I would say a minimum of once a month.
Another cool thing that happened was I ran into a friend of mine from my hometown who I hadn't seen in about 5 years, and we spoke, and he's big in the state drive for the Convention of States project. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not.
No, I'm not.
Evidently, it's the Convention of States is it's a movement to invoke this. It's a political movement. I can't explain it, but there's a Convention of States website. They're trying to basically a constitutional convention kind of thing where we can take back power from the government if they abuse their power. And it's like invoking a constitutional convention of sorts.
If the Democrats get their way, we will lose that ability and we will be living in a police state. So I really hope the Democrats don't get the House or the Senate this next election.
Anyway, he invited me to one of their rallies, and I told him I'd give it a look when I got a chance. So
go ahead and support him. I mean, if you think he's going to actually help, then he needs all the help he can get.
Well, anything that involves the grassroots people trying to take back control of some of the government and stuff like that, yeah, I'm definitely in support of that.
And Rich, I agree. I regret. Rich said, "I regret that I have but one thumb to give for this show." Well, technically, I have two, but unfortunately, YouTube will only let you use one.
Yeah.
So,
well,
thank you all for giving me a thumbs up. Remember, after this is done from being a normal just show to a video on YouTube, go ahead and make a comment if you got anything. If you have anything you'd like to say or mention or whatnot, go ahead and leave a comment. I will respond to it as soon as I can, and we'll go from there. Remember, if you guys have any questions, whether it's you're looking at a firearm or you need some help working on a firearm or something, and you want to bounce some ideas off someone, just send me an email to nightstrike1@gmail.com. That's NIGHTSTRYKE, the number 1 @gmail.com, and I will try and answer your question. So, also, if you have suggestions for the show, topics, ideas, go ahead and shoot them too. I'm not opposed to input from the viewer. I support it. I like input as long as it's it's civil. Okay, if you guys are going to be like talking gutter stuff, I don't want to talk about that. But you guys know what I mean.
Hey, Night Strike.
What's up?
I hate to do this, but I've kind of been double booked over on Josman's show also. So I was over there waiting on him when I got your invite, and I said, can I go over and talk with Night Strike for a few minutes and then jump back over there? So I appreciate you letting me talk while I was here, but I need to jump back over there.
Yeah. All right. Go for it.
So
sure, Gary.
Thanks for the invite, and I'll talk to everybody later.
See you, Gary. Later, Gary.
So Grim, let me ask you this. There was another every town walkout today too. So how did that go?
Oh, well, you know what? For us, nobody walked out. Everybody forgot. None of the students except one high school, I think 4 students walked out. That was it. And we have 5 high schools, so I didn't think that was.
Whereabouts in the country are you?
We're up where you guys were talking about. Was it Rich? Near Chicago.
Oh, so you're near the Illinois area.
Oh, I am in Illinois for a reason.
I am so
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
man. I'm
I
sorry.
know. But no, I thought it's kind of like here, I mean, for the most part, didn't hear much. A little bit in the city of Chicago from two of the Parkland kids that were trying to get a hold of kids in the city, to try and get them to voice their opinions, but
You don't want
that
their
was
opinion.
about it. Yeah, it was. I was surprised because we were kind of waiting, as the staff and the administrators. Okay, if they go, we have to let them go. But no, no. The only thing the kids at the middle school were yelling, "Hey, happy 420." That was about the only thing.
Yeah. Well, that's well, here's the thing, though, Grim. I don't know. I don't. You're a little older than me, so you might not have been like that in high school. But in high school, I was like that too. Hey, it's 420.
Yeah, I just laughed at him. I was just like, you guys, you know,
You guys.
whatever. As long as they weren't, but kids were doing their own things. No, nobody. I was surprised nobody came to school. I don't think they noticed till later in the like halfway through the day. That's how out of it they are.
Well,
Like,
apparently they weren't getting the money to go and walk out. They weren't getting the time off, and
yeah,
they weren't getting, I guess, the free food to get off.
yeah. No free food. No, what do you call it? Expensive bus or anything. Nope.
No,
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 not much attention. So yeah,
no plane ticket somewhere. Yeah.
yeah. Even during the last one, I didn't have any that left my room. I know we had a few walk out, but
I just figured I'd ask.
yeah, I was surprised. I mean, there were a few out in Chicago, like in the city of Chicago, but unfortunately, that was partially the staff and Rom and them pushing that because we're near the border, but our union said it last time. We are to be while you are on the clock, you are a neutral. How do you say?
A
You
neutral
are
party.
neutral in the matter. You're a neutral party. You are there. If they walk out, you're not walking out. Because I know we had voiced our concern, like, I'm not walking out for. They're like, nope, you're walking out to supervise. That's it. Just to make sure nothing. They said, but you're not. No comments for or against. So I guess that was.
If it was me, I would say, no, fuck this.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I'm kind of outnumbered there. So at least the other ones couldn't voice their opinion or encourage the kids either.
I
They were
hate to
not
say it,
allowed to push their agenda.
but allowing them to walk out in the first place is encouraging in the first place.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't. We didn't encourage. They were trying to think. The ones that did walk out walked out for 17 minutes. If they were out longer, they got a detention. Superintendent said there would be consequences. You have the right to walk out, but like anything, like senior skip day, because they have senior skip day, well, and it pretty much has been pretty quiet. I was surprised, so which is great.
That was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was expecting. I was like, oh, that was the first thing they told me this morning.
Not
Can you
another
help?
one.
I'm like, really? But no, and I know it just the one school, and it was the one parent getting the one student and two of their friends. You know what I mean? It was the whole whatever. I was more curious on when you guys were on budgets thing talking about the banks. Like what? That's annoying.
I mean, why don't we mention that? I am unhappy that banks are taking a political side when banks aren't supposed to be an institution that talks about politics. They have one
Yep.
job only, to manage money, manage the people's money. Okay, the people that are their customers. That's their job. They're also there to give out loans, to do mortgages, everything that money is their thing. They're not there to give us their fucking political view. They're not there to say, take a political stance and say, well, you cannot be this, you cannot be that. We don't want you here if you're this. That's not what a bank is supposed to do.
No, and who are you to tell me what to do with my, I mean, if you don't want to service me, that's fine. See you later.
That's fine. But the problem is that the fact that some banks are starting to do that, quite honestly, I would like to sue the ever-living shit out of Bank of America because I want them to take America off of their name. Because if they're not supporting the Second Amendment, if they're not supporting the Bill of Rights, they have no right to use the name America in their name.
Not just that. It's just like you said. Don't be political. I mean,
no, it's not.
You know, who are you or who are they? And I guess you know they could, but you know that's fine. But you don't have. I don't have to follow your rules. I'll take my money elsewhere then, I guess. And I've done it. Unlike others, I am not one opposed to moving banks quickly. I know it's a pain in the butt, but you know what? Done it before. Oh, really? That's your policy? All right. Have a nice day.
I don't like these national banks because I believe that these national banks, they do more harm than good. Just because, if you've noticed the National Bank, they pretty much nickel and dime all their customers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I go with a local, you know, bank here in South Carolina, and they don't nickel and dime my account. They just say, hey, put your money here or don't.
Yeah, see, I agree. I'm like, you're using my money. I understand there's fees, but that should be incurred on you. You know, you're managing, you're getting to use my money for whatever you feel, you know. Yeah, I'm not paying fees. You know, I will go somewhere else, and I've done that before. Oh, you can't close the account.
Yeah.
Watch. Hold on. Let me show you.
Tina Fisher out there saying, I hate Bank of America, even before this stuff. I did too. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a fan of them even before. I'm not a fan of Wells Fargo. I really dislike Wells Fargo. But the problem is I dislike them a little less now because they've taken the stance that they're not anti-gun. Okay, since they've done that, I'm a little less unhappy with them. But again, it's Wells Fargo. I've never been happy with them in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. I had Wells Fargo a long time ago, but you're right. This takes. I guess I like them a little more, or I should say, I hate them a little less. But hey, at least they're holding steadfast, you know.
That's the point right there. Is hate them a little less. I mean, personally, I don't care if the banks want to say, well, I don't like guns. We don't want to deal with guns. That's fine. If you don't want the money coming in, that's great. That's what capitalism's all about. Yep. We take our dollars, we go elsewhere. It's a free market. You know, giving me your opinion, awesome. Now I know not to do business with you.
That's right.
I only have one thing to say to Bank of America. Bank of America, go fuck yourself and take America off your fucking name.
Now that I agree with. You know, kind of hard to call yourself the Bank of America when you don't believe in the Constitution.
You know, if your business doesn't support the Bill of Rights, I don't care if you're calling yourself the whatever of America. It's not. You need to take America off because if you don't support the Constitution, the cornerstone of this republic, then get the hell out. I don't want you here. But some of the guys out there on the YouTube side, Trauma Jock included, are saying that that's why they use credit unions. They don't nickel and dime them. And I support that too. My bank was a credit union. But unfortunately, they bought a couple other banks in the area out, and they became an actual bank and switched over from being a credit union to a bank. So they didn't do it. They didn't change anything on me because I was already an account holder with them, so I'm fine. But it's just the factor that they've done that. But that things happen, things change. Sometimes things change for the better. Sometimes they change for the worse. But we have to accept change and move on. And if that move on means we have to switch banks or credit unions or whatnot, hey, guess what? There you go.
Yeah, I agree. If you got to change, you got to change. And I mean, sometimes I know you don't have the ability, but if possible, that's the way, got to hit them in their pocketbooks.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's one thing that irks me about that, because not only were they canceling accounts or doing this and that, they were refusing to lend money to gun retailers and the gun industry. And again, that's not what capitalism is about. As long as they're able to pay it back, as long as they have some sort of collateral, you're supposed to give them a loan.
Yeah, that's kind of illegal at that point because, I mean, it's not racist, it's not sexist, but there's got to be a word for it. You can't just ignore a faction of people because you don't want to deal with them.
Yeah, there is a word for it. I believe it's called discrimination.
Right, but what type of discrimination is it? But you're correct.
It's political discrimination.
There you go. Good word.
Political discrimination. And last time I checked, a bank is not supposed to be a political entity.
Very true.
So, anyways, let's get off this topic. Talk about something else. Mel.
Okay, what do you want? You want a gun question or a geek question?
Mel, I haven't seen you in forever. Bring me up to speed. What's going on with you lately?
Oh, geez. Been doing a whole lot of nothing. I've been home so much, I actually haven't been able to get online at all. I've been hanging out with the family way too much. Normally, I have all my free time at night because I'm on the road and just haven't been traveling much. So haven't been around because of that.
Well, at least you're getting to spend time with the family.
Yeah, that's been kind of nice, Been buying new toys a little left and right, getting yelled at the wife, I think I'm averaging about one new toy a month.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, but she says it's wrong, and then I show her what she spends her money on, and she leaves me alone. And then I buy something else, and then she yells at me again. So
yeah.
Hey, C4 Defense, I just sent you a link. If you want to jump in, go ahead. I don't have Armament and Axe's email, so if you could send one to him too, go right ahead if he wants to join in too. I'm not being exclusive tonight. I just saw Mel and Grim out there in the chat, so I figured I'd just give them links because Grim and Mel are great guys to talk to. Period.
Yeah. And actually, I just redid my carry rig. I bought a SP101 2-inch, real nice DeSantis thumb brake holster for it, and I love carrying that setup.
Oh.
All right.
But so I actually have a question for you. Where are we at with the M1 Garand?
It's not happening.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, well, you heard that I cut my hand on my 1911, and it bathed in the blood of its worst enemy, right?
So, how did you do that, by the way? Because I just stripped down my 1911 down to nothing.
I put the
spring didn't attack me.
I put the spring that's in the what is it, the spring that you put right behind the disconnector.
Yep.
I put that in backwards, and then I shoved the main spring housing up over it, and it got stuck. And I was trying to push the main spring housing down on the frame, and where the part of the gun in the back where the main spring housing goes into is very sharp.
Yes.
And I sliced my hand on both sides of the frame there.
Oh, that's horrible.
And it went straight down into the palm of my hand into the vein. So it was great.
Oh, so you got a little squirt action going on then?
Well, luckily, I had the sense to have a bunch of paper towels with me, so I didn't spill blood everywhere. But unfortunately, I did have a lot of bloody paper towels. And I did start getting pretty cold on the way to the hospital, even though it was only 10 minutes away.
Oh, jeez. That's not good.
Going into shock.
Luckily, they gave me painkillers. They stitched me up. I was good. So.
Okay. All right. Well, then I got a geek question for you. So what are you doing for the back end of GunTube with storage and network?
I'm probably going to have to start a crowdfunding so I can get money for the whole the new server I need, the storage capacity I'm going to need, and the money to host it, because I'm looking, and to host something of this magnitude right off the bat, starting off, I'm looking at possibly getting like a server with like 100 terabytes of storage, but at the same time, I'm also going to need a ridiculous amount of bandwidth. And I went and priced that out as far as the bandwidth. It's going to cost me between $500 and $700 hosting a month. The server is actually going to cost me about, with all the hardware, about $25,000.
Oh, I might have something for you on that server end then for you to look at.
So I'm open to suggestions, but not on air. If you want to give me suggestions, give it off air so I can actually look at look at it, and not have to do it on air, because I don't want to bore people with tech talk.
Oh, no, not a problem. I'll send you an email. I've actually got a cool idea for you.
Hey, Matt, what's going on? It's been, 20 minutes?
Well, I shot some videos, and when you said you weren't being exclusive tonight, you actually meant it. That's nice.
Well,
yeah, don't let anybody in here.
Yeah. Not anybody.
Free for all.
I won't let
I don't know. You let Grim and I in here. That's pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, I draw the line at Jumpy Killer.
Wow.
I know Jumpy's gonna make a response out there. He's gonna be unhappy, but I like to see Jumpy squirm.
I mean, Matt showing up kind of classes up this group.
Yeah.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Yeah.
So Matt, how goes the working on uploading videos to GunTube?
Well, I got my GP100 review up and my video where I talk about how I don't like how how Clover Tax spends my money up, and so it's happening ever so slowly.
Okay.
Got another one coming up right now. It just takes forever to upload, but that's normal for YouTube too. So.
Well, it's also the hardware I've got. The hardware is older hardware, so it takes longer to process a video from YouTube and to download it from YouTube and then re-encode it for GunTube.
I'm actually uploading the MP4s right from my rig, so I wouldn't have to mess with YouTube for the moment.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I also realized that there's a limit to how many you can drop the drop to upload bits. You can't just throw all your videos in there and expect them all to upload, because I tried that and I only got 2 when I came back.
No, I did have the whole bulk upload or bulk encode, and I turned that off because I found out that it broke the system.
All right, so we're trying not to vid me this.
We're trying not to vid me this. So that's why I told Travis P11, if he's going to upload videos, it's got to be his best freaking videos. Otherwise, I swear to God, I will go to his house in Nebraska, I will eat at his table, and then I will strangle him.
Strangle him? You can eat at his table. You're already going to be at his table. Just push, toss the table on him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure he chokes on the ham bone.
That's
not be infringed.
Or are you going to bring a ham bone with you?
I don't know. We'll do a poll on Patreon for it. But you get the point. I read him the riot act.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to vid me gun to.
Well, I bet he's got that a lot since then.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, overall, GunTube's actually been, from where I was at the beginning to now, it looks much nicer. I've been able to redo a couple things here and there and work on it in the back to make it mine. And I'm liking how it's shaping up. So
it's good.
All right. So yeah.
What else?
So we got Clint out there. Raphael's out there.
Yeah.
Oh, Raphael is saying that revolvers are looking better to him now, and that's the right answer. Revolvers are awesome.
He's like, I'm going nowhere near 1911. Them is deadly, even unloaded. Raph, just don't take it apart and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
pay someone.
I have the same problem with well, I guess not unloaded, but I ate the slide from an M9 once. Fortunately, didn't hit me very hard, but a few of my buddies got teeth knocked out or cut lips. And I don't know how we all, it happened over the space of 2 years. I saw 3 different guys eat not M9 slides. I don't know if we got a bad batch or what. That was bonkers. Or if ours were just super old.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Because I understand the metallurgy's gotten better, and so the side, I don't know what you'd even call that, where it's only got the 2 little bits of metal on each side of the M9 slide, right? And those used to crack all the time. And I guess they've gotten better about it since then.
Yeah. Armament and Axes, I don't have your email address, so I can't send you a link.
So do we have a particular subject, or are we just
No, we're just talking about whatever. We're following the live chat.
Topic. Yep.
We're just talking about whatever.
Are we simulcasting on gun channels so I can go over there and see what's going on?
No, we're not on gun channels. This is strictly for the YouTube people.
Okay.
Hit or miss is for the gun channels crowd.
Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock?
Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock.
Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock.
Which, by the way, whenever somebody mentions something on Tuesdays, that's where my head immediately goes.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody else told me yesterday that Night Strike, you've even got me doing it now. Whenever I hear someone say hit or miss, I have to say Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock.
Well, you've made your own catchphrase. It's going to suck if you ever change your slot.
The thing is, I didn't come up with that. Smeggy came up with that, and it was subliminal messaging gold, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that just sort of sticks in your craw, and you just can't not say it occasionally.
All right.
Sure, Mel. I see you, Mel.
Aren't you in here, Mel?
Mel,
look.
Mel,
so now, is it coming through all rainbowy, or is it actually showing up as a decent picture?
It's actually showing up.
Because on my camera, it looks all rainbowy.
No, it's decent.
I see it.
It's clear.
1911. Was that a SIG?
Yes, SIG tac pack, no less.
There we go.
It's always easy to tell the SIG 1911s because they're blocky. They look like Lego 1911.
Show everyone that awesome 1911 because it's awesome.
Yep. But now, notice I did take off the SIG grips and went with the Hogues.
You don't know what you want.
Well, didn't count for them. I like the squishiness of the Hogues. I might actually switch over to some wood Cocobolos. Go old school with it. But I do love the new grip on the SP101. That thing is phenomenal. That was worth getting a different grip for.
Oh, crud, dude. You just made me realize I forgot to send out my wood blank to the Hogue. was trying to get a set of
because the
purple
original
markers.
grip. Yeah, the original grip is just, it's okay, but there's no place for your pinky, so I didn't like it. But yeah, definitely like the new wood grip. That's a Hogue also.
Well, here's the funny part. When I was working on my 1911, I was wearing those gunsmithing rubber gloves, but unfortunately, the metal was so sharp it went through those too.
Wow. Now, this month's Tac Pack came with actual mechanics gloves. Those might have saved you.
Those might have saved me. I need a pair of those grips, so or those gloves. So I'm looking whether maybe I should get leather, or maybe I should just see about gunsmithing and chainmail gloves from now on.
No, just head over to Walmart, grab yourself some mechanics gloves. Those things are awesome. $10, and I mean, if it's good enough for working on a car, it's good enough for working on a gun.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Something strong enough.
Armament and Axis, I sent you an email, so go check your email. Lazy person, you. Sarge needs to check his email because he got a link too, and he's snubbing me right now.
He doesn't want to
just doesn't
join.
want to do the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes people just don't want to do the show, guy.
I know. And those people need to go, go somewhere else. Where
But
I
here you are.
can't say. Yes, I'm always here.
Yeah.
Literally, just look at a lot of gun stuff, gun channels, or even just live streams on YouTube. Hell, I pop into a couple of them at least once. Not everyone, but a couple of them.
So did you guys see my cool new ammo for carry too?
No, I
I
didn't.
actually found some of the new HST quote-unquote wad cutter ammo.
Now, let me see. Oh,
So basically what this is it's a hollow point, but it's loaded like a wad cutter.
neat.
Yeah, it supposedly has really good ballistics, does really good in gel tests. Caught a TFB TV video on it, and it performed really well, so had to find some of it. Because, let's face it, 38 special ammo is not that great.
Question for you. You've got that 1911 there. It is
Yes.
a 45, is it not?
It is a 45.
Good man. So if it's a 45, you know what I'm going to tell you. Go check out
What?
and see about getting some Liberty Civil Defense ammo for it.
So what I'm running...
It's frangible, hollow point, but it's 78 grain, and it's like 1,900 feet per second.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what I'm running in it right now is some...
Not
let's see
feet,
if I can
it's
frame.
1,900 FPS, excuse me.
Yeah, that's an HST hollow point. And then I have some Barnes ammo still. Some, was it TAC XP, the Barnes stuff? I used to have a lot of that for it, but I was at the range with my 15-year-old, and I said, hey, you can finish off the mags. And I had 2 mags set way off on the other side of the table because those had my Barnes ammo in it. And, yeah, he sent it all down range.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and he didn't even yell $150, $150, $150 every time he shot it.
Dude, I was at a class. I was at
No
my concealed
warning
carry
label.
class.
But hey,
And,
look who jumped in. Armament and Axis decided not to troll out there in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not lazy, okay? What?
Go give a link to Sarge, because apparently he's not checking his email.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just over at Hank Strange. Last night we talked about getting him on the show. I contacted Hank morning, boom. He sent an email. So he'll probably be on the show here pretty soon, but he was over there and then he jumped over here and I don't know why he's not responding. So
Yeah, he's shunning me. It's like once he gets on Hank Strange's show, he's too good for Night Strike. I see how it is. Even though I've been doing this for years, and he's one of those upstarts.
Upstart.
Sound like an old
There
man.
you go.
Yeah.
An upstart.
Our roles have
That's
reversed.
Yeah, but you've been doing it for years.
That's
But you know, sometimes people are just prettier than you.
That's painful.
Look at this. I've been on since January, right? Early January, I started my channel. 2 months later, right after I was at like 90 subscribers. Gunpowder Beauty started up her channel, beat me to 100 subscribers in a week.
You know why, right?
Well,
She's prettier than me.
yeah,
Well,
you know.
It's because of the woman factor.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but I wasn't gonna go there. But yeah,
I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it because that's how it literally is.
I was going to say the same thing. If you're a female, people pay more attention to you, put it that way. I just, we're just old, ugly guys. And, females are, well, I'm a woman connoisseur. So,
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it.
Now I did,
and I'm single, so it works well.
I didn't get a straight answer out of Armament and Axis yesterday, but I asked him, "How do you do a riff on an AR-15?" And he wouldn't give me a straight answer.
I tried to tell you. I said, well, I don't know. You put strings on the thing, or you put in 17 different types of ammo that make 17 different tones when you shoot them. Maybe. How do you? I don't know.
You might have something there.
I'll stick to trying it on the guitar. Okay.
I guess you could shoot a guitar.
Well, hey, this is funny because my channel partner, my brother, he recently got back into playing. I don't know, like 2 years ago, and now he jams with us. Matter of fact, he's coming up tomorrow. He just bought a Thompson sample. He's coming up to shoot tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to make some videos. But anyway, I guess he went to throw his trash out in his apartment complex, and he's seen this old acoustic guitar in there. Now it was an old classical type guitar, but he brings it up and he said something about, oh, we could burn it or die. And I looked at it and I went, man, maybe I want to fix it. But after I looked at it and discovered there's no way of fixing it, it became a target. And this was before I started my channel. We did not make a video, and I wish I would have, because it would have worked good. Armament, axe, guns, guitars. It would have worked good. So, but
Rich White is asking, I've seen a guitar shaped like an AR. Does that count? You know what? It might count, but we need to get Armament and Axis to play it on YouTube. So,
okay.
Can you do like Enter Sandman?
No, I'm not that good. Honestly, I am a drummer that plays guitar, and I'm into guitars. I play guitar. I'm a rhythm guitar player. I don't do any. I've never tried that though.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little too new for you. Okay, can you do the Eagles?
It's not. No, it's not. What are you saying? I'm old.
I mean, can you do the Eagles? Eagles too new? How about Queen?
Actually, we've messed around with a couple Queen tunes. We do a lot of the Who. Let me see, Tom Petty.
Wow, that's old stuff.
Hey, shut up.
You knew he was going to bring that up.
Yeah, just make the old guy feel, old.
I'm only kidding. It's all in good fun.
Yeah, sure. Hey, you're calling us old.
Guess what? You're going to get there someday if you don't die before you do. So there you go.
Well, I'm not planning on dying anytime soon, so you might have something there.
No.
Yeah, he quit working on 1911, so he should be good.
Hey, something? You guys were talking about 1911s, and it's like, really? I've worked on 1911s almost all my life. I have a pair of ordnance that I built when they were just making frames. It's just the lower. The rest is high dollar shit, Springfield upper and barrel. I've been working on my whole life, and they've never hurt me. I don't know what you guys are doing wrong, but maybe because I'm old. Well, I don't know.
The ATI 1911 has rough edges. Let's just put it that way.
very
Careful, those rough edges are going to cut you.
they're serrated. Look out.
All right. Hey, well, you guys, I'm going to bounce real quick. I got to get my little ones to
Wow, it just locked me
bed.
up.
Whoa, what was that?
Yeah. But no, the ATI 1911s have rough edges and very sharp edges. It would appear too. So watch out.
Yeah, and I can honestly say I don't know how you cut yourself. I mean, I call you hashtag steel plated pinata for a reason. I mean, I can't believe anything cuts you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, are you saying I'm dull?
No, I'm saying you take a beating better than anybody.
Anyone.
I have listened to you on match shows, on other people. I mean, Smeggy is gone. Nobody takes it better than you, sir.
He's saying you're a tough cookie.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Steel plated pinata.
Whoa.
Speaking of sharp edges, I worked for a gun store back in the 90s, and I actually had my FFL the whole 3/4 of the time I worked there. But we also had a shooting range, which I lived in the house right in front of the shooting range for 6 years, which was, I miss those days. Oh my God, I miss those days. I got to shoot everybody's gun, you know what I'm saying? But there was a guy that came out to the range, and he was shooting, I believe it was a Beretta 92, and he gripped it really, really high. And he come knock on my door with his buddy, and I was thinking, dude, I'll go get my field surgery kit and stitch it up, but here's some butterflies and get your ass to the hospital, because it was down to the bone, cut right across, like the top of its side of his thumb. It was bad. So talk about sharp edges. So yeah, I mean, anything going at velocity is going to cut you. So, if you're doing it at a slow velocity, well, I guess it's really sharp.
This is the second time I've heard this story, and it gets more embellished every time I hear
it. What, the one I just told?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Maybe I can't remember. I'm old. I got old timers. I can't remember.
You told that one last night off air.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did when we were doing the after chat on Sarge's.
I can't remember shit. We talk about, this is the thing, man. I jump on all these different things. We bullshit about so much. Honestly, think about this. You go out with 6 guys and go to the range and you bullshit about things, and you do that 2 or 3 times in a month. Do you remember everything you bullshitted about? Probably not. So that's just okay. Well, hey, and if I did it off air, then I just did it on air tonight. So there we go. It all worked out. So
Grim had to leave, so we'll see you later, Grim. Have fun, Grim. But yeah, we might as well, kill it soon-ish. But for those that haven't been listening that hadn't heard yet, everyone knows I've got a Century C308. I've got it like in a set-me-ish configuration.
Yep.
I got that part from the Tulsa Gun Show. Basically, I got a new. It really the trigger housing wasn't. I could have used the same one I had, but regardless, I got a trigger housing from P226 Nut Roland, and it came with the fire control group, the trigger pack, and he pulled that off of a PTR 91 he had. So I put that on the C308, and I ran ammo through a Set-Me magazine and an HK91 magazine in it yesterday. And I did not have any problems or any hang-ups whatsoever. So my rifle is fixed, and I now have a working C308 semi-automatic 308 rifle.
That's sweet. Have you had any? I mean, I remember when they first started bringing them in, and Century, there were some issues, but I mean, how so far so good on the whole since you own the gun.
Well, the problem is I got mine used, so I don't know. Some guy was trying to do a set me build or what, or maybe just Century gave him shitty parts. I don't know,
So it was full Bubba.
It wasn't full Bubba. Well, it was half Bubba because he spray painted the stock in awful paint, and the paint was wearing off. And he also spray painted one of the magazines, and it's wearing off too. But because bad.
I spray paint everything. I don't care because I've been doing custom spray painting jobs for years. I have an airbrush. Technically, I can't charge anybody for it because if I custom camo somebody's gun, I am supposed to have a manufacturer's license to do that per the ATF. Now, you believe that crap?
Anyways, as I was saying,
yes,
the trigger pack that came in that rifle is an original Set Me semi-auto trigger pack, probably from Century. And the problem is, the trigger pack was garbage. And I mean, apparently the ejector lever was completely bent and warped, and the bolt kept getting stuck on the ejector lever.
Wow.
And it would stick in the rifle. Even if I had it lubricated, the rifle lubricated and greased where it needed to be, it would stick.
It's amazing.
And the bolt would get stuck in halfway in the backward position, and I'd have to push the rifle forward a bit to get it to go back to return to the forward position.
Right. What amazes me is have you compared the old to the new, and can you see a difference, or is it that minute? Because guns are sometimes they have to be precise. You know what I mean? They are a machine.
It's an issue that the trigger pack was probably warped in the first place.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, that's cool though. Have you fired it? I mean, you've been out and fired it since you did all that.
I fired it yesterday. It worked perfectly with the new parts. I'm just going to leave the new parts in. I'm going to leave the wood on it. I'll put the bayonet on it every once in a while when I want, and I'll just use it happily.
Yeah, most of the M4s were buying the AR-15 M4 clones. You put a bayonet on them, and the blade sticks out like 1.5 inches, which is silly. But I have a old M1 carbine I got from my father, and you got to throw a bayonet on it just every now and then, just because.
Here's the thing with an M4 rifle or a M4 style AR-15. Okay, if you get a mid-length upper, you'll have no problem mounting a bayonet and it'll work properly, just like if it was a rifle length. Okay.
Yep.
But if you're using a carbine length AR-15 upper, you're going to have problems because the bayonet's going to rattle. And you have two ways to fix the problem. One, you can take the flash hider off and get a modified flash hider that gives you a little more meat around the area where the bayonet attaches to the barrel. Okay,
right,
and that'll fix your problem. Though, granted, what that also does is that also extends the right throw that much further out. You might not want that. So what you do is, instead of doing that, you can buy like a $20 steel part, which basically just moves the bayonet lug forward. Just
I've seen those. I've seen those.
Half an inch or an inch to get it to where it attaches properly, and you're good. And I've got a couple of those. Those work. You get the single steel piece one. That works remarkably well.
Well, we all know that if you put a bayonet on it, doesn't shoot it straight. We all know that.
No, that's not at all. That's not all true.
Yeah, when it comes to, if you got to put a bayonet on, you're probably not worried about shooting out past 30 yards because shit's hitting the fan. So, but no, I was wondering. I know from experience in my life that if you start adding things to a barrel or changing things, it can change the harmonics. Does that clamp that we're talking about to extend the bayonet lug, does that have any effect on your accuracy if you leave it on the rifle? I'm just curious.
Not any more so than doing anything else.
Really? I'm just curious. I remember this is so crazy. I had a Mini 14 back in the day, put a different stock on it. And yeah, well, you know, this was a 180 series. It had the 1 in 10 twist, and I could shoot sub MOAs at 100 with it. And then they got stupid with the rifling, and it all went downhill. This was the first model that they come out with, a 180. It was a little bit different than the 181s and above. And I don't, what do they have? I don't even know now. The 180 series was the first. But anyway, the stock I put on it did not have a bayonet lug. I bought one of these. Now, mind you, I was like 22 years old. I bought one of these little, clamp on the barrel sling.
So before my time.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I went out and shot that thing, and it was shooting all over the goddamn place. And, you know, same ammo. And I'm like, what? I took that thing off, and it was back dead center. Just that little bit of goofiness on the barrel changed the barrel harmonics. So, and honestly, if you ever watch guns shot in slow motion, you see that barrel move. AKs, ARs, both. That barrel, they whip. It's crazy. And when you change that barrel harmonic, then you're going to change the point of impact and the accuracy. It's just shit I've learned. So that's why I asked. I'm curious. You know, when you add something weight-wise to the barrel, it could change something. So,
yeah,
just my take. So, see, it's cool because, you know, you're all saying, "Oh, you're old." Well, I did learn a few things over the years. So it's cool talking to young people that are shooters like I was back in the day, and the things that we learn.
But you are old.
Shut up. No, I'm 29 and holding. Damn it.
Yeah, by about 20 years.
Add 4 or 5. Well, let me see, 29. Yeah, I'll be 52 on. Well, hey, my birthday's Halloween, so I'll be 52. So.
Okay, 6 or 7 years.
And I have 2 black cats. So, you know, and that's by chance. That wasn't by I picked them, they picked me, and that's kind of weird. So that's why me and Black Cat Outdoors have chatted. Anyway,
you watch out for him. He's a shifty fellow.
I'll tell him you said that.
I'm telling you right now, steer clear of the litter box.
The litter box. Oh man.
All right, guys. I think we're about ready to call it. There's not much chatter out there. I think everybody's getting ready to go over to Clover's, so we'll call this one good. We'll see you. Clover's on soon. So right, we'll see you on the next one.
All righty, man. Peace. Hey, thanks for having me on, brother.
Hey, no problem. So thanks for listening. This was the Friday Night Strike.